Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from the Singapore FinTech Festival, and joining me for this segment, we have Maria Simon. She's Director of ESG Product Development at Nasdaq. We're here to discuss tech solutions for driving a smaller carbon footprint and the role of data in finding sustainable solutions and investments. Maria, it is great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks so much.
All right, you got it. Let's talk about the role of tech solutions within sustainability. How is it helping to drive a smaller carbon footprint?
Well, I think I work a lot with the sustainable bond market, and what we're seeing there is that companies, for example, are using these types of vehicles, such as use of proceeds bonds, to really finance and find capital for projects that will change their business model to a more sustainable one, and especially around removing carbon from their business model. So
let's talk about the role of data, right? And then we have so much data these days. It begets new data, new products, and so forth. How is data being leveraged in finding sustainable solutions and investments?
Well, I think data is definitely at the center of trying to objectively be able to justify the investments. For example, in the sustainable bond market, where you're able to really know where those how the capital is being used by the issuer, and then also they are reporting on the actual impact of those investments. Data is definitely at the key. But I do think data also, and this is a global phenomenon, is that within sustainability, data isn't necessarily always so consistent. And I've been now traveling in Asia and speaking to many of our clients, and I think it's even more pronounced probably in the developing markets that the data consistency is not really there yet.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point that you make about it being objective,
yeah.
Right? So they're able to quantify and able to hold these investments accountable. When you think about sustainable investments, is that something that's nice to have, or is it something that you need to have when you think about your overall business strategy?
Well, I think with all the goals of net zero by 2050, all the kind of goals in between, it's not an option anymore for issuers and companies to neglect the sustainable part of it. And I think also from an investor perspective, and we work with many institutional investors, asset managers globally, is that it is a core part of their investment strategy to take into consideration the sustainable part of it as well.
Yeah, you had mentioned by 2050, that's just about 25 years away, and it sounds like a lifetime, and for some people it is, but it's going to happen pretty quick.
Yeah.
Are these goals achievable? Do you think we'll be able to get there in 25 years?
Well, I do think we're on the right path by many means, but I do think also will be a big ramp up, and when that ramp up happens, it requires capital.
Right.
And that's of course where we are trying to bring a lot of transparency into the market. So really, helping both the investor side and the companies to make the most of that and take in the capital that is needed to transform those business models.
All right, Maria, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me from the Singapore FinTech Fest. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.